to consider visiting given the turmoil in the Middle East, but Steve Porter jumped at the opportunity to go there and teach a 2-week software development workshop.
I always wanted to take advantage of the organizations that went abroad and did volunteering, because I'd like to see the world, but it can be a little expensive, and I don't like to go to the normal touristy places. I'd like to actually see the world and experience that. And they've always had the Peace Corps, which allows you to go in and volunteer and not just be a tourist, but to actually learn about the culture. But I don't know how to build houses. I'm not handy that way. I'm a computer geek.
IESC Geekcorps is funded by the U.S. government to help build economies in developing countries. Experts like Steve volunteer their time with Geekcorps to train students and business people abroad in information and communication technologies. The goal is to create more work opportunities in each place they visit, so people don't have to leave their country for work.
I remember sitting in a class and my students were kvetching. They all said, "Can we move to Canada? We want to move to Canada. Can we come to Canada, please?" And I pointed out the window and said, "Why would you leave this country? It's a beautiful country. Look, you have the mountains there, you've got the Mediterranean here, it's a vibrant city. Why would you leave? And I don't want you to have to leave. I want you to stay here." And I think that's the goal of this organization, is to allow people to stay where they are and benefit from all of the benefits that we have as developed Western nations, but do it locally.
During his 2 weeks in Beirut, Steve felt he had a positive impact.
If they do take the time to implement what I was talking about, they will be able to take their companies to the next level that will help them compete with India and China and North America and Europe. I'm positive they can.
Steve was warmly welcomed by everyone he met, being treated to dinner regularly. As he wasn't a tourist, he felt more involved in local life and was surprised by what he learned.
From a safety point of view, I felt safer there than I did in any other city in North America. That being said, while I was there, the situation flared up to a certain degree, and the people around me got a little nervous, but I had to keep explaining to the locals, it's like, I feel safe here. Like, you don't know how good you've got it. I think back home of the problems I have with petty theft and crime and cars being broken into and that sort of thing, and you don't have any of that here. And that's the sort of city that you're talking about. It's that sort of very, very safe for the general population. It's just these small pockets of disturbances that happen that make it less safe.
The experience also gave Steve a deeper appreciation of Winnipeg, as he told his hosts about northern lights, hoarfrost on trees, and walking on fresh snow.
When I finished talking about that, I'd sort of like, there's a lot to offer. And I looked around the table of the people I'm talking to, and they were all, you could tell that I was talking about this mythical place when I'd finished the conversation. And it's like, and you get to see that mythical place that I take for granted through somebody else's eyes. And that was just a wonderful experience.
If you're interested in volunteering your time overseas and have experience in information and communication technology, visit www.geekcorps.org.
Let me tell you, you will have the experience of a lifetime.
For Shaw TV, I'm Jeremy Valens.